Sisters of the shining moon, heaven, earth, sea, I call upon you in this hour, bring magic unto me. Brothers, oh, the cauldron cries, it singeth unto me. The songs of Mother Goddess and the Father in the tree.
Hello, my lovelies. This is Paisley Wild, and we are off adventuring into the spaces between. I hope y'all are having just a fantabulous Friday, Saturday. Yes, fantabulous. We are being broadcast live on Truth Frequency Radio, iHeartRadio, TuneIn, and TalkStream Live. And if you're listening in on YouTube, hello, YouTube world. Make sure you hit that like button, the thumbs up, and subscribe and all that jazz. Um, and if you, no matter how you are listening, make sure you stop and say hello. Either drop a note in the messages or the chat rooms or send me an email at wildpaisley@gmail.com. And that's WILDEPAISLEY@gmail.com. And then if you want to support the show, please do so. You can do that by going to etsy.com/shop/Monarch Mountain Studio with MTN for mountain. Or you can also go to patreon.com/TheSpacesBetween. Or you can just use the straight up cash tag that I have set up. And that is $TheSpacesBetween. So yes. Bum bum bum. Yes. And then let's see what else. Call lines are open. And that number is 213-233-3998. Or if you're across the pond in the UK, it's 44203-393-2871. And if you have a spare moment, go to ialife.com. ialife is the official sponsor of Truth Frequency Radio. ialife combines the fun, the good stuff, the healthy stuff from the ayahuasca and CBD oil, the best stuff there, to create just a really good formula to help keep your immune system going in this adventurous times. Good for other things too, not just your immune system, but also like I don't know, just all of it, all the stuff. Let's see, and hold on. Hey, Mr. Don is in the house.
I suppose I should sit up then.
You sit up. Maybe is your microphone on?
Yes.
Okay, just make sure. So yeah, Don's in the house too.
I hear me. That's all that matters.
Oh, okay. The voices in your head are overwhelming?
Occasionally. That does happen.
Well, as long as they're giving you good advice, that's a good thing, I suppose.
Bunch of smartasses.
The voices in your head?
Yes.
Okay. Just checking.
Anyhow.
Anyway, so yeah. Tonight is the first in the series. I'm talking about the elements. We're going to start with Earth because, hey, you got to have a good foundation, right? And then tomorrow we'll move on to the next one. I don't know which one I'm doing yet. Maybe fire. Fire sounds good because I'm cold. And let's see. And from there, I don't know. We'll just we'll see how it goes. Don and I have been talking about doing a show or two or three, talking about the different deities. So that's in the works. Whether it'll happen before the end of the year, I do not know. Well, you never know. Time could happen. I could get grounded to the house.
In a manner of speaking, I suppose.
Yeah.
Why would I want to report the... What? No.
What is your malfunction?
Oh, my phone. I don't know how it works.
I don't know what to tell you. From our local, so we have Verizon cell phone service up here in the cold North Idaho, and one of the managers for the local Verizon shop stopped in at my store today. And I asked him, I was like, hey, do you guys have any specials on your tablets? Because Mini-Me has asked for a tablet for Christmas. He goes, oh, well, we've got some really nice ones for about $400. I'm like, she's 6. I don't know that I want to spend $400 on a 6-year-old like that. I'm cheap. Anyways, he goes, well, there's $100 off for Christmas. I'm like, you're funny. So I just chatted with him for a while. And, we really lucked out a couple years back. They had the Tab A was like 99 cents.
It was a Tab E8.
Whatever. It was 99 cents. It was awesome.
It was an $800 tablet.
Yeah. Well,
So we got 2.
I know. Well, that same tablet is now $400. And
No, it's not. It's only $200.
Well, I don't know. There was he was just rattling off, hey, check this one and this one and this one. It's like, hey, you time out. My brain doesn't soak up that much information. But yeah, she asked for like 6 different things. She wants to write a letter to Santa Claus and all that. And so I hope you guys, even though we've got all this fun stuff going on, that you are, trying to keep your family traditions as alive as possible. I know that, it's going out and caroling is not quite the same this year. So I'm going to by Monday I will have some new face masks on my my storefront. They're going to say one set that says placebo and another set that says talisman. And my dad, who is not at all pagan, he's not. He's the one who said they need to say talisman. And it's like, really? Okay, it's Lucky Charm. So
There's another one.
Yep, Lucky Charm. It's just, yeah. They say that the masks are good. I don't know. The jury's still out. Depends on who you talk to. Just don't lick any eyeballs. You'll be good. Right? Isn't that the way it works?
Sure.
Well, if you're close enough to lick an eyeball, you're in somebody's space, and
You're just being weird tonight.
it was an odd day at work, and the Schumann resonance charts are just or waves are off the charts. So maybe that's what my dealio is. That, or I'm tired, or I need more chocolate. Anyways, so Earth. So we live on Earth, which is really basic, and everybody knows what dirt is. Yep, that's pretty basic. If you've seen the Pirates of the Caribbean movie, there's this a whole series of scenes where Johnny Depp's character, Jack Sparrow, Captain Jack Sparrow, is running around with a jar of dirt. It's supposed to protect him from the dangers of Davy Jones' locker, and to keep him from
Finding his heart.
Yeah, finding his heart, and getting drowned by the scary squid face guy, and anyways, so it makes you wonder, is there really that much power in dirt that can really protect you? Well, when you stop and think about it, grounding. I've talked about grounding. Any esoteric book ever, basically, that talks about grounding and how important it is. And yeah, it is. It's a big deal. So Earth itself represents traits of patience, stability, strength, health, the grounding and centering of energies, promoting peace, fertility, money, business, success, stability, warmth, and comfort in physical labor. So there's a whole list of things there as it represents. But the Earth in and of itself is just the provider of pretty much all of our needs, and is kind of encompassing everything. I mean, if you're walking around on the earth, well, one, you're breathing the air. And if you've gardened, you know that dirt has air in it. If you're going to grow things, you have to have water in the earth, in the dirt, so that you have food. And then, well, dirt kind of soaks up water. So if you've got mud, it's still dirt, it's still earth, and it's got water in it too. If you are in a house with a fireplace at all, or bricks or anything like that in your residence, there's fires contributing to the stability of your bricks. And it's just Earth has everything. It has all the little bits that we might need to survive, and it's contains all of the elements that are the building blocks in nature, and so it holds us. It encompasses us, and it does have different correspondences within the body. For instance, Earth is often associated with the spleen, the pancreas, the stomach, and related to your mouth, which is weird. So I guess if you're eating dirt, you're really, I don't know, doing what you're supposed to do. And as Don blinks at me. But emotionally, Earth is associated with nurturing and all of our survival instincts. As well as, again, that sense of grounding and connection to our bodies and the physical plane. Sorry, I have a dog under my feet. Basil. Old dog is stuck. Sorry. Physically, when we're out of balance, that lack of connection to the earth and the element of earth, that's when we start having a lot of worry and stress, anxiety, because we're not, those energies aren't grounding out. And yeah, pharmacy says ground out for peak power. Yeah, electricity works best if it's grounded. Lightning is, flashing around doing its thing, but when it hits something and is grounding out, there's signs of it. There's fire. If it strikes sand, it turns into glass. I mean, it's a big, kind of a big deal. Sorry, I'm on a short leash. I'm not very good with short leashes. You know this. Don't look at me in that tone of voice. It's a very, very short leash. You should get me an extension. Because you have my extension. Dawn needs deep cleansing breaths. Yeah, so, okay, time out. I'm seeing in the chat room that a lot of people are really experiencing some strange energy this week, or tonight specifically. And yeah, it's a little bit everywhere. I don't know. Is there any rumors of northern lights on the horizon there, Mr. Don? Do you know?
I have no clue.
It makes me wonder.
There's a lot of talk about friends of friends having COVID, or possibly having COVID.
So,
and your camera irritates the crap out of me.
Why?
Because it's not positioned correctly.
Mine specifically?
Yes, yours specifically.
Why does it need to go down?
It needs to go down into your right.
Is that better?
I don't know yet. You would know better than I. But anyhow, Northern
Anyway,
Lights.
Northern Lights. So Northern Lights. Oh, there's forecast. That's what I'm looking for. Blah blah blah.
Farm said the Schumann resonance. Yeah, you mentioned that.
Yep. The Schumann resonance. So Schumann. So Schumann resonance, just so y'all know, is a set of peaks in the extremely low frequency portion of the Earth's electromagnetic field spectrum. Schumann resonances are global I can't talk.
Electromagnetic.
Thank you. Resonances. Drink, everybody. Generated by and excited by lightning.
That's tomorrow night, apparently.
Discharges in the cavity formed by the Earth's surface and the ionosphere. So, let's see. So, the Northern Lights, the forecast says, well, geez, that's not a forecast. That's just a history. I gotta tell you. Sometimes you click on something thinking it's going to be full of information, and you know what? It is full of information, just the wrong information. So, yeah, there's potential for Northern Lights and Southern Lights, just so you know, but not much. So, yes, lots of energy going on. Yes. So, ground out your extra energy. And I've talked about grounding practices already. But basically, imagine your roots are going down into the earth, because it's it's a way to anchor yourself and kind of bleed off some of that energy that you may be hanging on to. I think we often forget how important the Earth's energy is. I mean, because all around us all the time, it's very tangible. Our feet are on it. You trip and fall, your face is on it. All those, it's just there. And I think that, even though I often say, remember to ground and center, ground out the energy, whatever, we forget to do that, or we don't necessarily blow it off and say, hey, it's no big deal. It's more, that doesn't matter as much. But when it comes to the elements of Earth, yeah, it's our foundation. And having a good connection to the element of Earth allows us to be very, very stable. And it allows us to be aware of everything that's connected to the Earth. And so if you, for instance, are worried about other energies out there that might be aggressive, whether it's a ghost or, people who are just extroverted to the point where you want to poke them in their eye to make them shush. Being firmly grounded into the earth and having that strong connection, whether it's an actual physical connection or you just know that it's, you go through the grounding process in your head. It's like, all right, no, I'm grounded out and I'm good. It really helps protect us from a lot of that extra stuff and also keeps us in tune with it. So, I tend to try to ground a little bit, at least every day, and it's good to do a grounding exercise daily, just to help bleed off some of that excess energy, or anxiety or stress, because we have a lot of it, and it helps us to stay just, again, in touch with the world around us. It's pretty rare that someone sneaks up on me, just because I try to be as aware as possible. And then there are times when I'm aware of what's going on without necessarily being there. It's really bothered the kids a few times. I just tell Mini-Me that it's mom magic. I can be in a different room and I tell her to knock it off, that she's going to get in trouble if she does that again. I don't always know what she's doing, but often it's something that she's like, "Mom, how did you know that?" It's like, "Well, you were quiet." But no, I just say mom magic. And it's just that knowledge, or that understanding of, maybe it's just a change in the energies in the home, because I'm grounded and aware of my roots within the home, that I know that mini me is getting into mischief. So, but yeah, having that grounding, and having those roots and being aware of them in your world, it really does make it easier to be, or to understand our place in the web of life, if you will, because life all around us. Elaine's funny. She says, "I never leave the ground. I'm in the metallic age, silver hair, gold teeth, and leaf bottom." I understand. But so, yeah, just an increased awareness of the Earth's energy itself helps us really be in tune with the beauty around us, and like the glory of the sunshine, the details of the flowers, the just that interconnectedness of all things, and I think that connectedness is what helps us. Oh, lead bottom, not leaf bottom. Sorry, guys. That makes more sense.
Now I don't have to ask.
Yeah, I was going to say leaf bottom. That just didn't make sense. But yeah, lead bottom. I get that one.
Okay, remember you have a microphone
I know,
right next
I
to your
know.
mouth.
I know, but I'm thirsty, and apparently I haven't had enough to drink. So
Today's Friday.
yeah, well, I know.
Come back Saturday, we'll have a Sunday.
Okay, I would love a sundae. Did you get ice cream?
I haven't left today. I
That,
haven't gone anywhere.
you could have done it yesterday.
I could have, but I had other priorities.
Ice cream's not a priority.
It is a priority, but not. It wasn't high on that list.
There's even chocolate syrup up there.
Still,
Okay. So, let's see. I was going somewhere and I got distracted by the lead. So yeah, lead is very grounding. Yes. When it comes to working with Earth, yeah, Naysay says, how often do you take the opportunity to take your shoes off and touch the ground? The rubber and soles of your shoes are often an insulation against the earth. Very true. Yeah, there have been studies now that talk about how, or the benefits of actually putting your feet in dirt or touching dirt when it comes to gardening or planting. And I know some people just can't go outside to garden, and not because they don't want to, but because they live in an apartment and it's hard to have a garden when you don't have any place to have one. So instead of gardening in the ground, sometimes pots with plants in them, the same thing. So whether you're growing lettuce and tomatoes, or a ficus and a peace lily or philodendron, it doesn't really matter. There's that dirt, and actually touching it is grounding and cleansing, because it's just a very, very tangible way to allow that energy that we have within us, spread to the world around us without trying to visualize it. Because often with so much of energy transferring, you're using your imagination, or your mind's eye, if you will, to see it, to experience it. But when it comes to interacting with dirt, I mean, it's really there. You can't miss the mud pie in front of you, unless you're throwing it at somebody else. But I mean, that dirt is there. It's very obvious. Unlike air, for instance, is not. It's not very tangible. Unfortunately, it's just that one just kind of goes by us. We can't see it. We can experience it. We don't see it. So we need to remember to connect with the dirt. Sometimes, yeah, that means take your shoes off, step outside, go for a walk outside, put your feet in the sand. If you have the opportunity to go for a walk, say on your lunch break or what have you, do it. Or if you don't, just go outside and kick your shoes off and let your feet relax a little bit. Even a sidewalk is better than no walk. Although I understand that some places the ground is not as clean and dirt. And not all dirt is clean. I get it. But yes, I'll go barefoot in the snow. Bummer. Um, so the porta potty is gone now, which is nice. It went away this week. But we've had snow a couple times since it's been here. Yeah, I will have no problems going out to the porta potty in the snow. So, anyways, on that note, we're off to our first break. We'll be right back. my lovelies. This is Paisley Wild, and we're off adventuring into the spaces between. And yes, chat room, you're all a little cray-cray, but it's all good.
Oh.
So tonight we're talking about the element of earth, and just how important being connected to the earth is. I mean, it is, just a real basic element. I mean, it's, or good night, Deb. Earth is, one of the primary elements when it comes to casting a circle. Oh, sorry. Can't type and talk at the same time. It just can't. I try to, but it just doesn't work. Sorry guys, I just say a lot. Blah. I had more notes on the other computer and I forgot to transfer them over, so yeah. That happens. I'm trying to look at a couple different websites without my summary and it's just kind of like confusing myself. Which it's easy enough to do anyways, right? So Earth is very representative of the direction of north when it comes to casting a circle. If you're going to do so, you can use a bowl of salt to represent Earth. Or you can also use other colors. Like green, yellow, brown, or black, which are often associated with dirt and the organic materials in dirt. Soil or salt can be added to different magical charms, and it can be used to cleanse other crystals. Sometimes spells will call for burying an item in the dirt. Some witch jars, for instance, that you're trying to protect your property or your living space. Sometimes the person who's doing the spell will bind themselves or protect the property using their own energy just by parking their spell in a jar under the ground. And they found some of these protection type spells or witch type witch jars, witch bottles, that kind of thing, in archaeological digs, like in England or Britain, and just they don't really. On the one hand, they're like, "What's in here?" And they've done some samples and testing and such. There's dirts in there, and sometimes urine or vinegar or water, different crystals and stones and such. And it's just a way of connecting oneself to the ground around your property to help protect it or to prevent.
You also find a lot of left shoes.
Left shoes?
Yeah, as in like left shoes, not right shoes.
Where do they find them?
In walls of houses.
They also find doll faces in houses.
You know what? Why you gotta go there?
I don't know. Why would you do that? I mean, okay, it's kind of like the memes around Halloween that say, "Hey, I got this skeleton at the dollar store and I buried it underneath my front porch when I did a remodeling job." Yeah, it's going to freak somebody out, but why would you put a doll face? I don't know.
So anyway.
Yeah. But
Archaeology.
yeah, archaeological digs. I mean, and they've dated them to not turn of the century, but like in the early thousands. There's just these spell jars with these various things in them, and it's just the idea is that the practitioner was trying to protect the property by doing a spell or ritual with their own urine to connect them to the property. Which that's just talk about pee in a bottle. That's just weird. I don't know. People do strange things. But if you need to connect with the ground, moving on, or connect with the earth, you can just do it by, hug a tree if you can. If you don't have the opportunity to hug a tree because you live someplace where that's just not going to happen, yeah, have a potted plant. If you are one of those people who could kill a plastic plant, maybe get one of those air plants instead. But have some dirt. They have all of those little meditation kits now that you can have on your desk. So your home desk, I guess, rather than your office. Yeah, you could have one of those, and that the sand in there could be your connection to Earth, or to connect with it. Cooking actually is another way for you to connect to the earth, because if you're using like root vegetables, potatoes, carrots, turnips, beets, that kind of thing, those are all root vegetables, and those are also very connected to the earth. What are you giggling at, Mr. Don?
Major Peak.
Huh?
Funny guy.
Oh, Major Peak. I don't know Major Peak.
Apparently he found Russian urine in space.
Okay. Nope. Y'all are weird. Yeah, that's just all there is to it. Y'all are weird. Very, very weird.
Apparently they just jettison it. Just pee out the doors as they go by the planet.
Is that how they mark?
You Americans, yeah.
Instead of putting a flag, is that where they just pee on a planet?
Stick a flag in that, yeah. Sorry.
So that's if you have not had the opportunity to listen to some of Eddie Izzard's early stuff where he talks about flags,
Eddie Izzard is hilarious.
you ought to, and he's hilarious. He's an executive transvestite,
Yes.
so yes, he has fabulous boots. But yeah, put a flag in it, claim it. Let's see. So the element of earth often confers a sense of duty and responsibility and reliability to those who are around them or around you. And people who are an earth sign, for instance, often tend to be those that you can count on when you need them. Not necessarily the earth sign, I guess. Let me reread this. Those who are influenced most by earth, not necessarily an earth sign, because I've met some flaky earth signs. They must be micas rather than, mica is a very flaky silicate rather than like basalt, which is just sturdy and not flaky. Pharmacy, I don't know what that is.
Crickets.
Oh, Crickets is singing with me. Okay. Okay. So those, the people who are very connected to the earth are those who you can count on to be there when you need them. They also tend to be a little bit more conservative and a little more cautious in both what they are looking to achieve and how would they get there. Because if you've ever met a farmer, farmers are extraordinarily patient. I mean, they plant something and they wait months and months for it.
Was the farmer's name Bingo or the dog?
The dog was Bingo.
Are you sure? Because it doesn't actually say that.
I've got that stupid song stuck in my head now. I'm going to have to look it up.
Bingo.
Bingo was his name. Oh. Anyways, you're such a derp. Those who are very, very influenced by the earth often are very sensual in nature, in that they appreciate good food, a fine wine, that connection. Yeah, you guys are just crazy in there. It's really hard to focus sometimes on what I'm doing because I glance over chat and I'm like, oh, you guys are hilarious. I want to play with the chat room, and rather than focus on what I'm trying to do. But sometimes y'all are just really on point.
Sensual. Food.
Sensual. Food. Bring on the food. So you like chocolate. No, I'm kidding. To me, chocolate's important. It's a food group. Those who are earth signs often are very, very logical in what they're trying to do. They have that measured approach. Often are really have strong recuperative powers, meaning they tend to heal quickly, both
Unless we're
emotionally.
over 50.
Yeah, you're right. However, those who are earth signs may also get so caught up in what they're trying to accomplish that they overlook the needs or wants or desires of those around them. And they're looking more at the big picture and the finish line rather than being on the journey. So they forget that the adventure's in the journey, not at the end of the road. You know, and so that's just something to be aware of as you are moving on and doing what you got to do. That if you are an earth sign or very, very connected to the earth, that you have to. And for those of you on YouTube, the camera is not having an issue. It's a cat.
I really wish you hadn't left that thing on my desk.
What am I supposed to do? Tell the
Put
cat?
it on the floor.
But she purrs and she loves me. She's a goddess. Andromeda.
Not on my desk, she isn't.
She would happily sit on your lap if you had a slightly warmer lap.
Are you saying I'm a cold person?
I'm saying that you're not as friendly towards the kitty.
It was just over here getting pet.
But she's not sitting on your lap. She's sitting on your desk. And she's purring.
That's great.
Ouch. Stop that. Let's see, where was I?
Sensual.
Yes. No, we moved
Food.
on from that.
No, it's the only thing I'm stuck on.
Food?
Everybody else is stuck on bingo.
Well, you started it.
Well, that's not my problem.
So earth signs of the zodiac are Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. So those are the ones. That explains so much.
Duh.
Don's a Capricorn, by the way. We should have a birthday party on air for you. Live stream it.
Why?
Why not? You'll be the big 5-0.
Ew.
Those who are earthy are considered very disciplined, premeditative, conventional. Snicker, snicker, ha
There aren't any Capricorn serial murderers, so it's okay.
Conventional and dependable. They're often responsible, methodical, and concerned with details. They can count on being grounded, savvy, practical, and good at following regulations and procedures. Earth signs show propriety. They are conventional, proper, and fitting. They follow what is socially acceptable in conduct, behavior, and speech. Okay.
That's not necessarily totally true.
I was going to say...
I must have, a moon in my sun somewhere.
Oh, right.
I was like, no, come here.
Yes, earth signs tend to have excellent manners and are very polite.
No.
They are prudent and have deep regard for the conventional rules of behavior. You might regard them, but you also disregard. Signs by nature are merchants, storekeepers, barterers, and traders. They like to buy and sell material or tangible commodities, often very business-oriented and physically active. I can see a business-oriented. I can see that. Barterers. Yeah, okay. Some of that I totally get. Yes, you are very much the earth sign that Capricorn is, but others, it's like, you're like the anti-earth sign. Are you an anti-Capricorn?
Social convention. What the hell was that?
I don't know.
Been known to drop an F-bomb at a party or two.
Right?
A city council party, that is.
Well, there's the Queen of Ireland was probably there too, right?
Oh, that's probably true too, but she doesn't drop them as much as I do.
Only because, because
she's more respectable,
right? She's got a little more control of her F-bombs.
Only went because she's
She
not only
saves them all up for.
she's yes, yeah, but she's not only Queen of Ireland, she's also a highfalutin person in the city.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, she just saves them up for special times.
yes.
And the sneak attack. Just like the grandma that drops the F-bombs. It's like, do you know what that word means? First time my grandmother said a naughty word in front of me, all I could think is like, Grandma, do you know what that word means?
Lightning?
She said shoot, poop. You know,
She said poop.
she said shit. And I just was just completely like, Grandma. I was appalled. I had no idea. It was my fault. I dropped the Jello salad upside down on the stairs.
I don't blame you. It was probably on purpose.
No, I actually like Jello
It
salad,
should have
but
been on purpose.
it
Then.
was just it was.
It's very earthy.
It was very earthy. Well, after that, it was face down in the dirt. Yep. Mm-hmm. So,
Elaine's making me jealous.
why?
She's elbow deep in barbecue sauce.
Well, she mentioned she had ribs for days for a while. Oh, so
Titan asked the question.
Titan asked a question. I have the mouse. Thinks.
Chris, it would bring me to the yard. I was like, grilled meat. I'll be right there.
So Titan's question is, what effect, if any, does the higher Schumann resonance have? If I could spell what? I can't spell. Drama, you're...
SCHU. 2 N's.
So, if we are out of sync with the Earth's frequency, for instance, which is the Schumann resonance, we, especially when resonance, yeah, resonance. So if we're out of sync with the Earth's frequency, especially when we're peaking like this, we can have signs of discomfort that can range from anxiety, insomnia, illness, to even a suppressed immune system. And those who are in sync often heal a little bit faster. Drama, stop. Often those who are out of sync, or in sync, I should say, have a higher or a lower blood pressure even. So they're
Less stressed.
you're less stressed. Yeah. Sorry, I had. Let's see what it is. Nope, that's not the current stuff. Hold on. I'm trying to find the information for today. So I got the link or a post from TFR hosts. So it's like, oh, hey, that's cool. And I mentioned it, and then they didn't have a link. They just took a picture of the thing. There are apps, by the way, that you can use to track the Schumann resonance, if that's what you want to do. Oh, that's not what I want. I click on the link and it says, hey, this is how you cite an HR manual. So the Schumann resonance frequency is the base atmospheric electromagnetic resonant frequency. It's 7.83 hertz. So that means our atmosphere is continuously resonating with a radio frequency of 7.83 hertz, along with some of the other progressively weaker harmonics at 14.3, 20.8, 27.3, and 33.8 hertz. So it's interestingly, the 7.83 hertz is also a flat B note. So it's the 2 octaves below the lowest note on a piano. So it's a B. Cat. Yes, thanks. Sorry, she's licking my fingers. It's a little distracting. Let's see. Okay, I'm just going to have to read this one later because it's interesting. It says lightning may actually protect the earth.
What?
Lightning protects the earth by grounding out positively or negatively charged ions, so it helps the earth trap electromagnetic waves.
You know that the Earth sends out positive,
I know.
and it attracts it to the Earth to ground, right?
Yep.
You know that's a scientific fact.
Yep. That's why I just caught this little thing, and it starts talking about ohms and volts and coulombs, and I'm like, yeah, right. The other ohms, dear.
Oh.
And it's like, all right, so I need to just kind of read this later. So Andrew Finnerty says, yeah, we just had some solar discharges, so it's important to do grounding work, walking barefoot on earth, or get leather-soled moccasins. Yes, if chilly. Yeah, that's the other thing. It's not hard to have shoes that are, going to allow you to ground out without the rubber soles. Moccasins are so comfy. So comfy. Let's see. In dream therapy, so if you're look at your dream journal and you see that you're dreaming about the earth often, because you are keeping a dream journal, right? It's important to look at how the earth is represented in your dreams. So is it a barren desert, for example? That may be an indication that you need more nurturing.
Because you're dry and barren?
Mm-hmm. You may need more water or more love or even just more grounding. You're not as connected. Let's see. If the earth is fruitful and green with rich fields and gardens, that may be an indication of abundance, prosperity, and fertility in life. Or let's see, earth itself just represents stability. It's just how you're being shown the earth. So solid ground, is it sprawling fields, mountain terrain? So dreams of eruptions, for instance, may mean turmoil in your waking life. The earth element in your dreams is about the physical sense of things. It's about holding on and being rooted. Earth and members of our families also do deal with how connected we are to them. So dreams of fields and farms often indicate our happiness and how settled or relaxed we are. So do you dream about farms? Do you dream?
I don't remember them. I have to, or else I'd be more crazy than I actually am.
Okay.
But I did have a dream the other night. What was it about? I don't remember.
I dreamed Minnie-Me was going to crawl into bed with me and make my arm go to sleep, and she did that. It was kind of annoying.
It wasn't a dream. It was probably a fact, and it was going... Your arm was going, hey, you got this weight on there. It's either one of two things. It's either your daughter or your dog.
Okay, this dog. Talk about being grounded. So, this boxer doesn't really understand that she's not a person, and she has to have her head on a pillow as much as possible. So I have woken up with her cuddled up to me as if she is a child with her head on my pillow. And because I just like to cuddle, I'm cuddled up to a dog that will often fart, and she's got one of those room clearing butts, I gotta tell you. Oof. Yeah. But goofy dog. Let's see. So remember, the earth, being brought down to earth, it just indicates Earth's power over air, as air dries out earth and water turns earth into mud and fire burns earth, melting the metal. So if you're working the earth in your dreams in some way, shape, or form, may indicate that you need more control in your day-to-day life. So if you're constantly gardening in your world, in your dreams, you're tearing things up and planting new things and tearing things up and planting new things.
Find a new hobby.
Well, it may mean that
You're not happy with what you're doing.
there's something going on in the real world that you're just not happy with. And if you're journaling, sometimes you can go back through and read your journals, and your journals are saying, dude, this situation is not the right one, and you need to change it because you have no control and it's driving you nuts. And, granted, our dreams are a place where we can kind of just let go and cut loose and relax a bit. But often our dreams are telling us that, you know what, it's time to do something else in the real world. So we're at the top of the hour, and when we come back from the break, we'll do more singing bowls. So we'll see you in a bit.
Lord, bring the sun, as we will, so mote it be. The
Hello, my lovelies. This is Paisley Wild, and we are off adventuring into the spaces between. And we are talking about the element of earth, which singing bowl really doesn't represent the element of earth, unless it's the bowl itself. We're going to do the singing bowl. Doodle doot doot.
The cat didn't freak out.
I know, I'm kind of surprised. Maybe she's getting used to it. Do you want the bowl? No, there she's going. No, don't move those buttons there, cat. I get in trouble for that. There we go. The cat's out of the way. Mice will play when the cat's out of the way. Is that the way it works?
Oh boy.
Yes, love the bowl. Merry meet to Nightshade. Nightshade stopped into the chat to say hello. So, hello. So the Earth, when it comes to the energy of the Earth, is often associated with the female or the feminine. Think of goddess, Mother Earth, that kind of thing. And sorry, the screen jumped. And let's see. There's the symbol for Earth. A symbol for Earth. I really did have other notes. Doggone it. Very frustrated that I don't have my notes.
Maybe you should have went and got him during break.
Yeah, it takes longer than that for my computer to wake up. I think I need to do something with it. So, the symbol for Earth, just so you guys know, is the inverted triangle with the line across it.
Across it how? Like horizontally or?
Yeah, horizontally. So if you look at a triangle and it's pointed up.
You said inverted triangle, and that makes perfect sense.
Yeah, I know. And you flip it over so it's inverted. The line is parallel to what used to be the base, but now is the top. So it's parallel, two lines. So in the spring, at the time of new growth in life, the earth quickens and grows full with the beginnings of each year's crop. So the image of the earth mother is no coincidence. The Hopi peoples of the American Southwest, for instance, indicate Earth is not a triangle, but as a labyrinth with one opening. And the opening was the womb from which all life sprang. So, yeah, they say the element Earth is represented with an inverted triangle with a crossbar. So, just in general. The planet itself is a ball of life. So this is from learnreligions.com, which is an interesting site. Generally, it's pretty diverse in the information. You do kind of need to check check it though. I generally compare it to other websites just to make sure I've got the best information possible. But yeah, the planet itself is a ball of life, and as the wheel of the year turns, we can watch all aspects of life take place on the Earth. Birth, life, death, and finally rebirth. So the Earth is nurturing and stable, solid and firm, full of endurance and strength. In color correspondences, both green and brown connect to the Earth for fairly obvious reasons. Now, if you're having a hard time connecting with the element of Earth, sometimes some basic meditation is a good thing. Generally, when it comes to meditation, you should try to find a place that's going to be quiet and allows you to be undisturbed for a period of time. I know that's not always possible. I know it's quite hard for me just because if I'm not being interrupted by the mini-me, there's a cat or a dog trying to interfere. Yeah. But just if trying to connect to the Earth, try to do it on a sunshiny day. If you can be outside, that's best. If you cannot, you try to have your potted plants around you. And make yourself comfortable, and you just do a quick earth meditation. That's just where you're grounding yourself into the earth. Looks like Suzanne is channeling her inner Titan and has asked a question. What is a witch bowl, or what is a witch bottle? So a witch bottle, official definition according to Wikipedia. Sure.
Ugh.
No, let's not do that, because that's like opening a can of worms that, yeah. So a witch bottle is a magical tool that's been used for centuries. In early times, the bottle was designed as a way to protect oneself from malicious witchcraft and sorcery. In particular, around the time of Samhain, homeowners might create a witch bottle to keep evil spirits on Hallows Eve. The witch bottle was usually made of pottery or glass and included sharp objects such as pins or bent nails. Typically contained urine as well, belonging to the homeowner as a magical link to the property and the family within. So originally, witch bottles were anti-witch rather than witch bottles. Wikipedia website. You're funny, Titan. There isn't one already. Wikipedia. I like it. Wikipedia. I'll have to look. But yeah, originally, it was an anti-witchcraft device, a way to keep, the potential negative energies that witches were supposedly full of from interacting with the families or the people who lived there. And it's just a way of protecting themselves. Now, today, witch bottles are often used as a way to contain a spell. For instance, if you do a ritual for prosperity, instead of doing the spell and having everything dispersed, instead you put all the elements of the spell in a jar, and you seal it up, and you have it charged in the moonlight or the sunlight or whatever, whatever you need to do. And the witch jar then is kept in a place where you can touch it, and such. Lewis wants to know if I have a witch jar around.
I know where there is one.
I do actually have one.
I don't know what the one you're talking about is.
Well, I have one that I did.
Yeah, I'll look for it.
Mine has a green top, but yeah, you have one somewhere. I don't remember what I did with mine. So anyways, the one that I did, I got a little jar, just a little bitty faux mason jar basically, and it was for prosperity, and it's just got different things in it that would draw prosperity to my family, and then I wrote a spell, if you will. It basically is just a formalized way of doing my intentions, and then sealed it with green wax as a way of showing or of doing the spell. So Dawn had a friend that was doing witch bottles, and for those of you on YouTube, this is just a jar, or a bottle, excuse me. It's got some different elements in here. It's like sand, and it's seashells and some beads, and then there's a butterfly made from, I don't know what the butterfly, it's not a real butterfly, it's made from something else. I was burning incense in it. So this one originally, I mean, it's like and it had water in it too. It was like moon water, and then it was corked and sealed. And I'm not sure what the intention was. It had a label on it that I cannot read because Yeah, no, I don't know what it says. And no, you do not have to bury or hide a witch bottle on your property. Now, for protection purposes, like if you're trying to protect your home or put a barrier around your home, yes, then you could bury it. Um, it's it all kind of all depends on what you're trying to do, I guess, Suzanne. Um, because yeah, it's just a combination of things. And the reason why they were or had nails and such on them or in them is because nails and sharp pokey things are a way of defending or protecting, defending, protecting, and preventing, that negative energy or those who want to do the family harm to come onto the property, or come into the home, that kind of thing. So no, you don't have to bury it or hide it. A lot of people don't. Some people will do the witch bottle, like a protection witch bottle, for instance, and keep it within the home, or prosperity. It may be, near where you keep your purse or your wallet or your in your safe, if you will. Check. Hold on, time out. A check on the baker's rack upstairs. Okay. Well, then I'm not sure. Super secret safe place, unfortunately. Yeah. Um, let's see. If you're looking for harmony, maybe if you have a witch bottle for harmony, you have it placed on the mantle or in your dining room. And yeah, there is quite a few different schools of thought when it comes to witch bottles or witch jars. Generally, as an intuitive, I say do what feels best for you. But I mean, if you are looking for harmony in your home, for instance, yeah, you generally want it in your home. A witch ball, just BALL, is a hollow sphere of colored glass that was used as a fishing float. Today, those witch balls are generally decorative replicas. They may look like Christmas tree bubbles, which have thin fiber strung inside, and floating glass buoys became connected with witches during the witch hunts in England. So that's what a witch ball is. Let's see. So, yeah, the witch bottles, honestly, they could have anything in them. You'll just want to do some research as far as what you're trying to accomplish and the things that are or correspondences with what it is you're trying to achieve. So, for instance, the one that I did, I sealed with a green wax. Green for kind of representing money, if you will. Lewis asks, are they for trapping negative entities? No.
They're not divot boxes.
No, they're not Dybbuk boxes. They're not generally used for trapping negative entities. They're more as a way to defend against them, so they do not come onto the property or come into your space. You can buy prefab witch bottles and stuff. You just need to make sure that you're getting something that is reputable, so you're not just buying some random thing off of Etsy or eBay or Walmart that you don't necessarily know what really is in it. Honestly, you can do on your own and making it. They're not that hard. You could, let's see, to seal it if you don't have a specific color of candle to seal it. You can use it, melt a crayon over, melt a crayon and dip it and drop it on. So, black, for instance, is good for banishing negativity. So, if you're doing a harmony jar and you don't want that negativity, maybe you want to seal it with the black sealing wax, so, or the candle wax. But yeah, which bottles are good in my from my point of view. Generally, you want them.
It's all about the intent.
Yeah, it's about the intent, and yeah, you're gonna want them generally to be someplace where they're not going to be disturbed because
you don't want them broke all over
yeah,
the floor.
yeah. So like this one here, the cork got pulled out, and I think it got knocked over and which made a mess and was kind of annoying and kind of killed the mojo. So it just so Titan wants to know what kind of bottle will stave off evil birds.
Usually broken ones.
Yeah. Suzanne, for that, she says she's got a bottle from 1905 that her great-grandmother made, just wasn't sure why she made it. There should be some sort of information. If she had a book of shadows or grimoire of any kind that talked about witch bottles, there should be some sort of information there that talks about, the witch bottle and the why of it, or what was in it. Because, yeah, if you don't know what's in it, it's really hard to say what it is or why she made it. The color of the sealing wax, that may be a good indicator. Just a good indicator. Let's see. So, talking about Earth, just kind of getting back to it. Man, I gotta tell you, sometimes when you're researching, there is just so much misinformation out there online that people start taking as gospel. I was going to try to find a different word, but no, that's the best one, I think. Because, just because somebody saw something on Pinterest or on Etsy or, somewhere online, doesn't necessarily mean that that's real.
Your dog has the hiccups. Why are you in my lap?
Because she likes to cuddle and she wants some attention, apparently. Suzanne's jar is sealed with red.
Stop.
So, is generally associated with passion. So passion is often associated with the color red. It's used in love and seduction magic, and is wonderful to add to your life. If your sex life has been a little bit lackluster, you may want to attract a new lover, or simply want to feel like a sex god or goddess. If you're in a long-term relationship, lighting red candles or sprinkling red roses over a bed promises a night of passion.
Mm-hmm.
There is a reason why red roses are such a cliche. So, if it's red, like red, she's looking for passion. If it's more pink, it's more of a love type of situation. Maybe for self-care, because if you need to be kind to yourself, you should use pink. I tore down her house last week and just found an old one. Yeah, she may have just had red, and that's the only thing she had available. But she may have been trying to...
Trying to live to 101. That's called passion.
Yeah, she may have been trying to attract some passion there, Suzanne.
George Burns his pickles.
Oh my gosh. So yeah, Granny lived to be 101. That's actually pretty impressive. So yay to Granny. But yeah, yeah, red. That's funny. And she had 12 kids.
Wow, gosh. Sound like she had some.
Yeah, I think passion was a real thing in her world. Um, yeah,
Wow.
yeah. Go
So,
Granny.
12, that's like 24 years if you've got like 2 years between the kids.
Yeah,
Maybe a year and a half for that matter.
yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
I was like,
I'm just, yeah, go Grammy. Apparently, her sex life was not lackluster. Well, all we know is she practiced 12 times.
and was successful 12 times. Oh,
Sorry, Suzanne, you opened that bottle.
I bet you she was an earth sign. You open that bottle. Maybe you shouldn't open that bottle.
Nothing else to do. Yeah.
Had to keep warm somehow. There's a reason kids were born in the spring.
Let's see. Sorry, totally distracted by Grammy. Yo, Grandma.
New meaning to the term barn burner. Oh, we love
For
you.
her husband.
Oh my goodness. Was she going for a fifth?
She was just wearing them out, apparently.
We're not laughing. We are laughing, but that's beside the point. We're not laughing at your grandma. We're laughing for your grandma.
With, we're laughing with you, Suzanne. Yeah, she's not opening that bottle.
I'm not opening that bottle.
I would not. Do you know anybody who's looking to
Get fixed up.
Looking
Looking for love in all the wrong places.
I don't know. Maybe she the right places. It worked 4 times. If you know someone who's looking to have kids, maybe that would be an interesting
Apparently
gift.
has very much power.
Granny has some mojo.
Go forth and multiply.
Yeah, no doubt.
Like
Wow.
tribbles. Wow.
Wow. She's strong-willed, is what Grammy was.
Wow.
Yeah. You go, Chris.
It's called
so-
rouge. Cover yourself in rouge.
It's not a. Oh,
Lonely
Justin. Oh, man.
Island. Oh no.
So we can't go there because this is being simulcast on iHeartRadio, and so I can't repeat that. So if you're not in the YouTube chat, I'm sorry, but they're kind of being funny in there.
Yes, you can. You can say anything you damn well please.
Well, no, it's
That's how
I
they
just
do it
gotta-
down south.
just editing for content. So yes, Suzanne's Grammy. She was one spicy lady apparently, really into the color red. She'd drink red wine every day. Jeez. Wow.
You just can't stop staring at this chat now.
I know. This is someone I would have loved to have met. She's like spicy.
She'd be
and
like
stuff.
she'd be like one of Marge's sisters, you know. Hey, it's been one of those days.
Yeah. So we're talking about
Wow.
Earth, actually, but we're just about to go to break, so we're gonna have to draw the line in the red wax here and put a halt to things. And when we come back, we'll go back to talking about the Earth.
Wow.
I'm gonna mention ley lines just a little bit, and then
Not laid lines, ley lines. Right?
ley lines. Different kind of lay there, dear.
Just making sure.
Yeah.
And push the blush on its skin. Hey, do you need a little thicker skin? I think I got some in the basement. Sorry.
Just because you have a serial killer basement, complete with a freezer that's empty and storing albums, makes a great shelf. I swear. The people in my chat room. In my room. Just in the rooms. All right. So, you guys. My brain is just kind of shut off now. I need a 30-second reset. So, we're going to break. We'll be back.
Oh, goodness.
And we'll talk about ley lines real quick.
Sisters of the shining moon, heaven, earth, and sea, I call upon you in this hour, bring magic unto me. Mothers, oh, the cauldron cries that singeth unto me the songs of Mother Goddess and of Father in the tree.
Hello, my lovelies. This is Paisley Wild, and well, we're off adventuring into the deep spaces between. Apparently, um, um, uh, so we were talking about the Earth energy, the element of Earth, um, and we got a little sidetracked with the shinies and the squirrels and the red wax, but that's okay.
Justin, when I read that, I read that Uncle, Mom, and Aunt, Daddy.
Yeah. Goodness gracious.
Wow.
So,
Wow.
ley lines.
Titan's excited. We're talking about ley lines.
Okay, ley lines are a big deal.
You'd
Ley
probably-
lines are everywhere.
You'd probably do better dowsing for ley lines.
Well, yeah. So ley lines, just so you guys know, if you don't know, are lines that crisscross the globe like latitudinal and longitudinal lines, but different. And there's quite a few monuments and natural landforms that are just right along these lines.
Like pyramids?
The pyramids and yeah,
No,
all
they're
sorts of things.
pyramids.
Yeah, pyramids.
Literally, all across the world, across northern, southern America.
Mm-hmm.
And those lines will trace right across the plains of Giza
Mm-hmm.
and then into India.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah, literally,
So
batteries.
Yep, batteries.
Batteries.
So those are the big ley lines, basically. And there are smaller ones all over the place, but they're rivers of energy, basically, and of Earth energy. It's kind of a mystical alignment, if you will, or supernatural alignment. A lot of people feel that ley lines are just horse hockey and not real, but
Is that where Mystic Pizza comes from?
sure. And supposedly this is a modern convention, the idea of ley lines existing, but
No, it's not.
it's not, because there's a lot of those monuments that are built along the ley lines and that particular energy grid are really ancient. A lot of times they're a lot older than I think than
You think?
what they've been dated. So they carry energy. It's not necessarily positive or negative. It's just energy. Depending on who you talk to, they'll say, "Oh, it's positive," or "Oh, it's negative." But no, it's just energy that drives me nuts. It's like a hammer. A hammer is just a hammer. You can use it to drive a nail, or you can use it to drive an idiot. It kind of depends on what you're trying to do. So, it's just a tool, So energy is energy. And so when those lines converge or connect, that's a node, an energy node. And so that energy is greater than other places. And some of those nodes are bigger than others. Often ley lines follow not just the basic grid that you might see when you look it up, but also along waterways and natural crevices in the earth. So the Grand Canyon probably has a really big ley line underneath of it, and there's some really interesting things.
Even though Hell's Canyon is actually deeper.
Yep, I know. Well, everybody knows where the Grand Canyon is. Hell's Canyon is in Idaho. Idaho has, for those of you who are not familiar with Idaho, man, are you missing out. There is pretty much everything here. From nuclear experimental stations to gemstones and rocks to really tall mountains and deep canyons and just all sorts of insanity. So Titan wants to know if the Schumann resonance is stronger along the ley lines. I don't know that one. I don't have an answer there, Titan. Maybe?
I would think the Schumann resonance would be the residence of Schumann. Well, I don't know. I mean, I'm just kind of going to make a statement. More like Teutonic, like the Ring of Fire. And that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But I'm just one
Yeah.
layman.
You're a layman. I would assume there'd be a stronger experience or connection, but I don't know. Maybe not along the lines themselves, but along the nodes or the stronger nodes. Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. So, if the Schumann resonance is off the scale, and you're in any of those major nodes, like say
Is it in Schumann by any chance?
near the pyramids, yeah, I would say you
You know,
probably
that's yeah.
experience the
Yeah.
energy stronger. So those
I
stronger
agree.
nodes, yes. Um, so yeah, those sacred sites like Stonehenge, Glastonbury, the Glastonbury Tor, Sedona, Machu Picchu, etc., sit at the convergence of several of those lines. So those are major nodes or energy nodes. And it's so think of it as a wellspring of energy. So yeah, I would say the Schumann resonance,
The resonance of Schumann.
you and your beans. Yeah, we would be stronger at those primary nodes. I bet you with the energy right now, the eyes probably be I'm spiking just a little bit. Probably be feeling a little bit different.
Mm.
So there are quite a few deities that are associated with the element of earth, such as Gaia. I mentioned her earlier, her earth goddess. Other deities. Hold on, I had a list. Where'd my list go? That's what I get for being tab happy and having too many tabs open.
It's a tabathon.
Tabathon. Well, part of it, I was looking at ley lines and red wax. It's just blurb. That's not it. Hold on while no, stop. I'm closing out some tabs so I can see what I'm doing. Not that it helps much. Adonis, Erewhon, Athos, Canunos, Dionysus, Marduk, Pan, and Tammuz are all also associated with earth energy. Let's see. Gabriel supposedly is associated with earth as well.
Ooh.
Yeah, right. It's like, so are gnomes for that matter. So I don't know where that puts Gabriel on the spectrum.
Gnomes.
Gnomes.
That have
Like
to
garden
do-
gnomes
You
are
just
also.
said Michael, didn't you?
I said Gabriel.
You did just say Gabriel, but you said Michael.
I said also gnomes. I don't know where gnomes and Gabriel
Before
are
that.
both. I don't know. On the same representation of Earth. Let's see. The pentagram in tarot cards is the symbol for Earth, as the pentacle suit in the tarot cards. Onyx and aventurine are common stones used in rites using earth magic. And winter is actually the best time of the year to do earth magic. You would think it'd be like during the summer, but no. Yeah, winter.
Reasons?
And I don't know. That's interesting to me. I just, as an intuitive, I just do things when I feel it's right. So, a winter solstice is kind of a strong time. La la la. Open too many tabs. It's amazing how many tabs I can open in 1 2-hour show.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, guys. I think so. Winter is a time for spiritual focus and awakening one's soul to guidance and elevating one's spirit with meditation. So, in theory, during the winter, you don't have as much going on. So you're able to focus inward and more on the earth. That's the theory. That's the way it has been in ancient times. Not so much nowadays, because nowadays we can do and go all sorts of different things in places.
Oh, good.
Let's see. Sorry, just closing stuff out because don't really need it. I didn't use it. It made no sense. So let's see. In Vedic astrology, Earth is associated with Vrishabha or Taurus. Let's see. There's all sorts of stuff with astrology that I don't necessarily know. In tarot, the world card represents Earth. And with that is the opal. And characteristics are organized, serious, practical, a high achiever, ambitious, and worrying. Kind of a perfectionist, likes recognition and triumph and awards. It's the last card in the major arcana. So it's the number 21, so it's the 21st card. And the number itself represents the coming of age when a person reaches their 21st birthday. So that's modern
that's definitely
interpretation.
A modern interpretation.
Surrounded by a laurel leaf in the shape of the Vesica Pisces, a girl is accompanied by four figures, or tetramorphs, the human hybrids that rule the four elements and four corners of the earth. The man, the eagle, the lion, and the ox are all winged figures watching over the victory of the spirit of the girl below. Two wands accompany her in each hand, symbolizing balance and symmetry, and it implies the perfect balance of opposites, conscious and unconscious, matter, spirit, harmony, and balance. The Earth is also represented by many of the major arcana cards of the tarot. So, yeah, it just, for me, having that stronger connection to Earth and managing and working more with the element of Earth means you have a stronger foundation that you can work any of your magic or do any of your rituals with. Because if you've ever tried to build a house or build a structure that does not have a good foundation, it doesn't stand for very long or it starts to tip a bit. The Leaning Tower of Pisa may be a good example of that. There's just the foundation wasn't as good as they thought it was going to be, and then they've been trying to fix things for a couple centuries now. When it comes to being in touch with the earth, often all it is a visualization. You visualize being grounded to the earth, because a lot of meditation and spirit work or energy work really is internal. So we're focusing within and looking within. If you need a touchstone, there's quite a few stones out there that can help with grounding. I can never remember the name of this one.
Argonite.
Argonite is a grounding stone. I have an information card at work I keep forgetting to bring home for it. And, having those grounding stones, could be Shiva Lingam stones.
Oh, you mean stone penises?
Yeah, those. It could be dirt. It could be gravel. It could be stones that are specifically oriented to the earth. Tourmaline's always a good stone to ground yourself with because it's very protective. But just that really strong connection will really help you have a stronger foundation when it comes to doing your practices, whether it's like I said earlier, spell work or ritual work. Also your energy work, your dream work, your tarot, your divination, all of that, and just being centered and in touch with your roots and knowing what your roots are in good earth will make it easier for you to deal with stuff that other people might throw at you, whether it's at work or at home. I mean, this time of year there's a lot, generally, I don't know about where you're at, but generally, it's a time of family and togetherness and community and people being, warm, fuzzy feelings because it's the holiday season. This year, it's a little different. That's just all there is to it. It's just a little different. Um, and, often there are strong emotions and high energies and conflicting personalities in those settings, and it's really hard to roll with it and not get caught up in a lot of that unnecessary drama and inanity. Because, yeah, I mean, who needs the drama? Who needs that kind of stress? So making sure that you are well grounded and aware of your roots and able to just flow with it really helps you to weather the storms of those social interactions, because a lot of them really are exhausting. And that's so if you're having that anxiety, that knot in your stomach, and dealing with those social situations, or maybe you've got nausea from it or whatever, it may be because you have that imbalance of not being connected properly to the element of earth. Because yeah, it is the building block upon which we do all of our practices. We, even ourselves, once we pass on from this life to the next, we leave our body here and it becomes dirt eventually. Some, depending on what your practices are. But why are you chuckling now?
Mummies.
Yeah, mummies. Mm-hmm. Sure, okay.
Did you get told about that? No?
No?
Okay. All right.
Is there a mummy joke I need to hear later?
It's not a joke, but it was interesting you brought that up. Anyhow.
Okay. So, the earth, Mother Earth, is often considered a metaphor for the earth element, because the earth is always, kind of giving and nourishing and there for you when nobody else is or nothing else is. And the earth element is within our body throughout, especially in the digestive system where, we create bits and pieces that are actually going to be dirt. So eventually. And sometimes, yeah, if you're having those health challenges, whether it's gaining weight or digestive issues, it may be because your connection with the earth just isn't quite what it should be. Time out. Justin, yes, Black Tree did receive the package that you sent. I don't know about the drama, but she did mention that she received it, and yeah, I don't know. You'll have to ask her when she's back on. Let's see. I duplicated that. Don't need that. I love it when I can close things. If you have the opportunity, if you do like burdock tea, for instance, you can get burdock tea from Mountain Rose Herbs. That's a good way to connect with the earth as well. It's kind of a warrior into warrior type of energy in the burdock tea, because it does calm that fight or flight response and cleanses your blood and just nourishes your whole body system, so you have a chance to slow down and meditate a little more properly, and just have that connection with the earth that maybe you're missing. And remember, when you're doing your grounding ritual, that not only are you releasing your anxiety, your stresses, and all of that stuff that accumulates throughout the day into the earth, because the earth has big shoulders, she can carry it. And she can give you that really good energy back to replace it. So when you inhale, you're inhaling the good energy, and when you exhale, you're releasing the other stuff to let it flow back. And just even if you only have 1 or 2 minutes to do a grounding type meditation, you should. Even if you're just sitting on the toilet, sometimes that's the best place to just stop and meditate, even because you're stopped and you're still and you're focused already on inhaling and exhaling and such. So, just you remember to exhale the negative and inhale the positive as you're going through that meditation. And be mindful of your day-to-day life as you're walking or sitting or just moving around. Feel the ground. Feel about you. I mean, you can feel the rocks or the sand or the pavement or the cement underneath your shoes. You feel that, and be mindful of it. If you have plants around you, notice them. It doesn't matter if you're in the city or if you're at home or in the country. Notice the plants around you. Look out the window. Even in the cities, weeds will find a way. There will be some sort of plant life around you. It may be a weed, but you can still focus on it. Focus on the shape and the color and the texture of it. Because a lot of those weeds really are not weeds in the right dosage. They're medicinal. Burdock, just so that one's a burr. It's like Velcro when it gets all grown up and tangles up your dog's hair or your horse's mane. It's obnoxious. But it's just one of those things that in little doses is really good for you. But but most people assume it's a weed because it's just it makes a mess. So the earth itself really is a metaphor for the physical body. And so when we're working with earth energy, we're increasing our sense of connection to the great web of life, that sense of belonging that lifts us out of depression and disconnection. Because, right now we're really feeling disconnected with the rest of the world, with our families, with our loved ones, with our coworkers. Just the people around us, because we're not able to have that physical connection we're disconnected. So that increased awareness of earth energy really helps us tune in to the earth more and to the people around us. So, but yeah, remember that grounding ritual meditation. I mean, if it bothers you to call it a ritual, call it a meditation. It's going to be the same basic thing, is that inhale the good, exhale the bad, visualize your roots going down into the earth and anchoring you in and making yourself aware of the earth around you. Yeah, it is interesting how so many of those weeds, as Justin and Pharmacy are talking in the chat room, really are good for us in the right doses. And sometimes, if you're in a place where it's hard for you to get out and go for a walk, because right now maybe you are having to isolate or are quarantining in place, open your window if you can. Just experience the wind on your face. It's not the same as getting your fingers in the dirt, but sometimes you need that connection with the elements outside of your home, your domicile. And remember to journal it. Journal your experiences as you're doing this. Before you do the meditation, after you do the meditation, how do you feel? I mean, just real basic. How do you feel as you connect with the earth? Because we've been really disconnected, unfortunately, just because of the stuff going on. And with the lockdowns and the quarantine and such, now's a good time to reconnect with the world around us as much as possible. Yeah, which I get. Some of us can't go outside and go do things. I get it. But yeah, you know, concentrate, focus. Send your roots down into the earth, your metaphorical roots, and soak up some of that good energy that's just flowing and waiting for you to tap into it. Um, as we bring each element into ourselves and get them into balance, yeah, you're going to feel better about yourself and feel better about your health. On that note, we're done for the night. We'll see you tomorrow. This is Paisley. Merry meet and merry part, and merry meet
You
again.
will
We'll see you
only
tomorrow.
be now forever, darling.